Colonization never ended in the white supremacist system. And as we see today, the colonization is in the mind. Now, those who have been enslaved and those who have been colonized, we're still dealing with the remnants of that through the colonization of the mind. Pick up my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, and we will help deprogram you from the colonization that was put upon you by generations and generations of white supremacy. You can pick it up today on Amazon.com.
Peace, family. My name is Vicki, Dillard, and I'm so pleased to be a contributor here on African Diaspora News Channel. Please make sure as you come in and give us a big thumbs up and share the broadcast. Thank you so very much. Now, listen, family. Now, for those of you that don't know, Roland Martin, and this information I'm about to give you comes from the Victionary, not the dictionary, the Victionary. This is my book of words. Roland Martin, the root word of the word Roland, R-O. Somebody put R-O in the chat. It's in the family of the word roll, rotund, and round. Roland Martin is made of that essence, the bouncy essence, the necklace, subterranean group of entities. Now, some of y'all know your sister's being funny with you today, but someone that has shown themselves to be an enemy of Black people, calling us simple Simon MFers and dogging us out because we have a different political approach, because we're for reparations. He cusses us out. I have very little tolerance for people such as Roland Martin, who pretend to be for Black people and has a platform that he's misusing to misdirect people. Now, you all, if you follow me at all, you know that I am about not voting for nothing. That means that you have to ensure that you are going to push a specific and substantive pro-Black agenda like reparations, like cut the check, or you won't get our vote. It's as simple as that. Politicians do the bidding of their highest bidders all the time. The reason why people keep saying politicians are in the lap of Wall Street and all that, that's because Wall Street and other entities, lobbyists, are their biggest donors. So whoever the biggest donors are, whether it's the gun lobbyists, whether it's oil and gas industry, they end up getting positive policies, not because those politicians go out and tell those CEOs and those different bosses that they better go out and vote. They let the politician know, I'm going to put resources behind you if you go out there and push bills, propose bills that I want. Of course, there's a chance that those particular bills may not go through and may not become law. But the agreement, the understanding is that they're going to do everything within their power to make it happen. That's how we need to leverage our dollars and our votes. Talk Black to me. Let's be clear. And you can't tell us to just vote when we've been doing that for dang near 60 years and gotten the same results. Now, Roland did this Twitter space, which is basically like a radio kind of call-in show platform that they have on Twitter now, with Uncle Luke, the former hip-hop legend, star, and he does a lot of political talk and stuff. Well, they ended up doing, Uncle Luke was the main one that hosted it, but Roland took up a lot of time on it. So people were calling in, and shout out to Black Twitter. Y'all were properly and correctly dragging his funny looking self, because Roland and Uncle Luke was basically being mouthpieces and shields for the Democratic Party and trying to make fun of Black Twitter, trying to tell us that we shouldn't be asking for reparations if there's not a infrastructure. And one of the telling things about this idiotic, dumb Twitter space that they held together, which was just a push for us to vote for the Democrats, was when Roland said that we need to have an infrastructure before we demand reparations. And Roland had the nerves to say, how is this going to pass? He said, name one Republican that's for reparations.
Here, Black folks, man, I ain't seen nothing happen, so therefore I'm not going to vote. They remember when Trump said, thank you? Remember he thanked Black people for not voting in 2016? If you were pissed off, about the Supreme Court decision, not just, let me be clear, not just Roe v. Wade. I'm talking about the gerrymandering decision. I'm talking about the EPA decision. I mean, I can go on and on and on. They were happy when we didn't show up in 2016. They were happy when we didn't show up for the midterm election in 2010. They were happy when we didn't show up in record numbers in these elections because they understand what our power looks like. And if we selfishly pissed off, I'm going to sit out because we voted in 2020 and I didn't see anything. Well, shit, Black folks have voted for a number of years and we're still fighting and trying to get things. Doesn't mean that we give up. Doesn't mean that we sit out. Doesn't mean that we don't still push, prod, and engage folk. But I'm warning everybody, if you think what you've seen so far has been crazy, the Supreme Court just decided to take up a case that would invoke this crazy legal theory that state legislatures don't even have to abide by state Supreme Court decisions when it comes to an election. Y'all, brother, if people, and I'm talking to you in Florida, they can't wait for that case. Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, where our people are, if you think it's hard right now, all you got to do is, this is my last point, go back to the Mississippi Constitutional Convention.
And thank God one of the listeners that called in said, name one Democrat. He didn't say it like that. That's me saying it. But the point is, name one Democrat that's for reparations. Don't forget when Obama was in the office for 8 years, Obama, not only did he not push reparations when he knew that's what we wanted, he actively advocated against it. Obama said in an Atlantic interview with Ta-Nehisi Coates, look it up, Obama even went so far as to say, what are the Asians and Hispanics going to say if they have to pay for reparations when they didn't have nothing to do with slavery? And you all know darn well that any and everybody that comes to this country benefited from slavery, whether your ancestors were directly slaveholders or not. Everybody in this country, including Black immigrants, benefit from what we built here. And for the same reason, some of you all take the bus, some of you all don't take the highways in every place. But I bet you your Black taxpayer dollars covers it. Some of you don't even have children. But if you live in certain neighborhoods with schools, I bet you your Black taxpayer dollars are paying for those schools in that neighborhood. Talk Black to me, don't play. The point is, when he talked about the infrastructure, when Obama passed legislation that nobody even believed would ever be passed for the LGBTQ community, everybody and their mama said it wouldn't be done. But Obama made it happen. When the global plague took place, y'all know what I'm talking about. America magically cut multiple checks for most of Americans to the tunes of trillions of dollars, approximately, certainly over a trillion, plus. When the Ukrainian stuff happened and we took in Ukrainians and provided them with resources and shelter, gave them legal privileges. The Afghans gave them legal privileges and resources. The Asian Pacific Island community, $50 million was, nobody said nothing about infrastructure there. They just redirected money that was already in the government to those communities during a pandemic in 1 year's time. And they got legal protections. Y'all better stop playing with us. Talk Black to me. We're not going to be tricked by these irrelevant mouthpieces that hold no sway and no influence in our lives, and whose plan that they've given us to vote is the same plan that we've been doing for almost 60 years. We think not. We're going to use our votes as leverage, our dollars as leverage, and it's a new day. My name is Vicki Dillard, your sister with the curly braids. Be sure to follow me and watch me on my own new platform. Beloved, I'm no longer on some of the other large platforms that I helped to build over the years. So be sure to follow me on my own platform at Vicki Dillard TV. That's Vicki Dillard TV. You can access me directly there on YouTube or VickiDillard.tv. Be sure to check out my website also and some of my yummy products and services at VickiPlanet.com. The link is below. Thank you so much for listening. I cannot wait to see you again.
Hey family, on November 20th through December 1st, 2022, we will have the all-inclusive Kenya trip. Now, a lot of times people have said, hey, Phil, when's the next trip we'd like to go? I want to see Africa for myself, but this is the time to go. Everything will be taken care of. All excursions are paid. You can do monthly payments. You know, they'll have safari and a 6-city tour. You will see Charlie Island, which is something that we did not see last time on the tour. This tour will be 12 days instead of 7 days. So make sure to secure your place on the trip by going to www.wbsvs.com, make your deposit, and then you can start making your payments, and we'll see you in Kenya.